Yeah, so I recently went on holiday, and when I was there, I went a bit rogue. I know some of it was in my head and some of it wasn't. Uh, I got there on the Wednesday, flight there, I went fucking crazy. I thought everyone on the flight was basically transformed into other bodies. Um, yeah, so I just fell off. I was sat on the plane the whole way there, convinced like the people on the plane were who they were, and like people like transformed into their bodies, which is their weird, which I do think quite often. Um, yeah, I just lost the plot the whole way there. It's like it was a 5.5 hour flight, so just over, and by the time we landed, I felt fucking fine. I was absolutely fine by the time we landed. Um, yeah, my noggin just fell off. Second day we was there, I was convinced of that. Um, by the Sunday, I remember going to, obviously my kid's dad went, and my kids went, and I remember going over to their hotel and there was literally no fucker there. I thought it was like some sort of fucking conspiracy or some shit. But yeah, it just turns out the kids went up to like the village. Um, I went back, I ended up trying to get, so it was like a little beach bus that takes you from one hotel to the next because the sister hotels. And I tried getting the bus back. I don't know why, I don't know whether it's fucking vainness or what. Obviously, it's my mental health, it's my schizophrenia, but like, I got so convinced that I was in this like fabricated sort of Truman show, but it's been happening for so long now that it's not even normal. Anyways, I got on the bus and went home. I got back. Um, Weirdly, like when I got back, I really did lose the plot. But I said to a lot of the staff, like, you shouldn't have to put over this because they fumigated the whole hotel because of bed bugs. And I kept saying to everyone, um, you shouldn't, uh, you shouldn't have to put up with that. You're taking bed bugs home to your family as you can't breathe because of all the fumigated gas. And a few of the staff members went absolutely fucking mad. They went absolutely fucking rude. They started stacking chairs up like fucking mental. Next thing I know, they're getting fucking fired. But they must have done because they got escorted off the fucking building. Next thing I know, these other fellas come in and start fixing the chairs. Well, me being an absolute schizo starts thinking they're actors. Started screaming right around the hotel. Yeah, so I stayed in my room that night. Like, I've seen bugs everywhere, like flies were just popping out of nowhere. And it's that weird because like I see spots everywhere all the time. And like sometimes flies will just appear. And like I don't know whether they're that fast that I can't see them or they really do just appear out of nowhere. I could see all bugs moving in my room. I was convinced the hotel were poisoning me. To be quite honest, the room had been fumigated, which ain't great. The whole house had been fumigated. And I was stuck in this fucking room. I had this minging ass, like, yellow and black coat on. It wasn't minging, it was quite nice, but I'd never wear it again. It looked like a fucking bumblebee. I was that dead. I went really, really pale, like worse than what I am now. I was shaking, I had palpitations, my legs were twitching, right, and then yeah, so I got up here, like, I ended up getting ready. So no, I laid there probably through the night and I tried to forget what had happened because I was convinced the government were going to swap everyone in Runcorn's body for kind of like doppelgangers in a sense, like fakies. I thought they were going to steal off like everyone in Runcorn and just replace them. I was going around messaging everyone saying, you need to check on your family, you need to check on your family. They don't seem nice. Everyone in Liverpool check on people in Runcorn and not right. Yeah, my head well and she really fell off. Absolutely fucking mental. And I remember laying there and like I was saying to myself, as long as no one gets changed and my family stays the same, I won't say anything about what's going on in the hotel when I get back. And all that shit did happen in the hotel. I did have a lot recorded, but a lot of it got wiped off my phone. And I did end up losing a plot when you're schizo. You can't produce shit about it being your mental health. Yeah, I remember laying there and like, it was like I was going through some Egyptian sort of like like underworld type shit. I was like going through the underworld. And like, it's weird because I see colours. Like I see colours, and like I've seen this like really, really dark black. It's like a charcoal black, but like an Egyptian black. And I remember getting to this point in my life, fabricated imagination. And someone said they're gonna collab, and I kind of felt like it was like two planets smashing together, and my head was gonna crash. And I just stopped in that moment. I got up. I was too scared to go to sleep that night. I was convinced people were gonna come in my room and kill me. Weirdly though, no one was really in that like block that I was staying in. And all night I could hear people coming to the door, fucking walking up and down the door. Shoes up and down hall, clapping and shit. I was so scared people were gonna kill me. I think I got to like 4 in the morning, I started falling asleep, and I convinced myself like if I fall asleep they're gonna come in and kill me. So I took a tablet, ADHD medication, and I took any the whole time that I was there. Bear in mind, I've been on my medication the whole time that I was there. Yeah, and then it got to the Monday. So it was like Monday morning, not like Sunday, but Monday morning, early hours when this happened. A bit later on, I thought I better get up, get dressed and go down. So I got up, got dressed and went down. All that was at the front was the security guard, someone buffing the floor, which they always were doing on some other fella. And I started thinking, they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. And I went to go walk back to my room, and he started following me, and I was convinced they were going to drown me. I was convinced they were going to put me onto the 10th finger hell. And weirdly, like, I do feel like I've been to some really scary places because my reality changes around me that bad. Like, it petrifies me. My colours change. And I think when you can't move through the realities, which is a proven thing that can happen, but when you physically see it happening in front of your eyes to a point where you're in a reality that you don't quite like and it looks quite scary, it does mess with your head. And I kind of feel like I've been to some dark places, so thinking that I was going to go to the 10th finger hell really scared me. I kept thinking, oh, they're going to drown me, I'm going to go to the 10th finger hell forever. And then I started thinking, well, it's either the government or me. It's the government, I've got to die, or the government's got to die. So it was like the security desk. I sat there. I had this thought in me. I've got to sit here. Like, until I die, otherwise they're going to drown me. I can't leave. And I ended up just walking out in the end. Just started walking. Getting in someone's car. No, I started walking. I'm pretty sure I started getting in someone's car. So, well, yeah, it was actually really nice and quite calm, to be quite honest, because if anyone started getting in someone's car down here, they fucking flip a lid. I tried getting in someone's car and they were quite calm. They're like, I'm a taxi driver, I can't take it anywhere. Or they said, I've got to go to work or something, I can't take it anywhere. And then I started like getting into some hotel and they chased me, they would not let me out. I was convinced I'm going to have to walk the streets of fucking Egypt for the rest of my life. My head, they fucking chased me. But I was convinced if anyone touches me, they're going to get shot and killed. And then I just like started walking. I remember walking down this motorway. Like where I was walking was technically where you walk to get to this hotel that my kids started my kids at. And I was walking down, and this car just like kind of stopped and picked me up. I thought like it was part of the plan, the government like kind of arranging it. And I got in and like this smell I've been smelling for days. Like, do you know what it smells like? It smells like MRSA. And I only know that because I've got MRSA right now, and it's kind of like that. And yeah, he put like his little heater on. And he said, where do you want to go? But in the mind, I didn't give him no money, no nothing. So it was a bit like, what the fuck? So I did think it was like the government setting it up. And I said, just drive. Just drive. So that's what he said, he just fucking do. Next thing you know, I'm getting out and I'm walking them down. But they had me. I was so scared of getting drowned and going to the 10th finger hell. Bear in mind, when I was back in the hotel, I kept saying to them, listen, take my fingers, take my toes, chop off everything, touch me, just don't put me in the 10th finger hell. Like, I was so petrified going into the 10th finger hell, like, it really did scare me. And then yeah, like my head's completely well and truly fell off, like well and truly fell off. Anyway, like I'm walking like down this fucking motorway and I was convinced no one's gonna fucking kill me, I'm on top of trouble. So I'm like literally walking on the fucking motorway in the middle of the road, convinced no one's gonna fucking kill me. It's weird, so yeah, I didn't get run over. I ended up in another guy's car, which is very fucked up. Let's be honest, let's put this straight. I mentally lost the fucking plot. I mentally lost the plot. But yeah, I ended up in some other guy's car. They said, where do you want to go? I said, take me to the airport. I was like, I've got to get home. Bear in mind, at this point, I'm thinking everyone in London's not going to be who I think they are. So just drives down towards his hometown bit, and then I started thinking he was going to kill me. Next thing I know, he's dropping me off at a police station. So he drops me off at this police station, and I'm there for quite some time. Bearing in mind, my head's fucking going at this point. My head's well and truly fucking going. All I kept thinking is, it's either me or the government. Like, I thought I was an alien. Like I said, I thought I was an alien. I didn't think I was from this planet. Like I said, I thought I was from planet A107365. It's just something very said and it's stuck with me, but obviously it's bullshit. Yeah, so yeah, I got to this police station. I felt quite comfortable there. I thought, well, if I die here, I die here. And then I'm dead, and then they can't do anything then, can they? But I thought, I kept thinking, I kept thinking, if the government don't die, then everyone in the planet's gonna end up in like the 10th ring of hell. And I sat there for a little bit. Quite a few people tried talking to me. I'm guessing my breath fucking stank because they were hard on their faces. I was a bit fucking mad. And then some guy really had like his backpack like on the front of him, like it was like to the front of him. Because if he had a fucking bomb. Like obviously that's not a very nice thing to say, but with what was going on in me, I'd like it kind of makes sense for what I'm saying. Because the same answer was, I said, if I shout bomb, they'll shoot me, right? They'll shoot me. And at this point, I just wanted to die anything other than going to like the 10th ring of hell. Like the thought that really did scare shit out of me. Like I've been to some realities and I wouldn't send my worst enemy there. Like I'll forgive fucking Hitler rather than send them there. I've been to some really bad realities, and it's not just in my mind. Like I physically see it in my world. Like my whole world changes around me. My whole world changes around me. My colours change. How objects look change. Like everything changes. My face, everything. And yeah, so I go to this police station. It's not a laugh on my eye, but I've got a laugh. I started shouting, bomb. Technically, really, they should have shot me on sight. I'm like, why the fuck aren't they shooting me? Next thing I know, I'm trying to grab some fucking officer's gun. And when I sat back down, people tried to convince me to go back to the hotel for quite some time. But at this point, my head was well and truly falling off. I started recording a lot of stuff, sticking it on Snapchat. I started sticking a hell of a lot of stuff on Snapchat. My head was well and truly gone. I was petrified in one sense, but I just shut myself that numb because I thought I can't get scared. I can't wig out. I've got to be strong. Yeah, so someone gave me a bottle of water and I was convinced it was the last bit of like pure water on earth, and if I poured it away, all the pure water's gone. And then next thing you know, I was convinced it was going to be World Wars. Not like World War, but like space wars with Earth. And yeah, like it was like, so in my head I was convinced that no one could eat meat or flesh anymore, blood or flesh anymore. Like it was just something that had to stop. Blood and flesh had to stop. Otherwise, like we would all go. I was convinced that the government had to stop eating blood and flesh, and that they were incapable of not eating blood or flesh, or they couldn't like kind of live like they were like aliens in themselves, sort of thing. I came up with this like fabricated plan that we were going to make this like fake meat and all this shit. Yeah, it's really messed up. And yeah, it got to the point where the kid's dad came and he's convincing me, it's like, come back to the hotel. I thought he was a fake. I thought he was a doppelganger. I didn't think he was real. And but this is like kind of what I've been going through. Like no one sees what I'm going through, but like I really have been losing the plot for some time. But like this time, like it was blatant that I was losing the plot. I was making a lot of videos and posting them over. Even like have you asked it before? That kids start games sat there and like I was convinced me like mother home show had started like causing war on earth, and then something in me said the governments are joining into, they're gonna bomb us too. But weirdly, when I got in, there was World War happening, which is strange. So kids start came, I tried walked off with me meds, gave him the passports, walked off with me meds. I'm not even going to mention what I done with those meds, but when you're thinking that you're going to end up on 10-finger hell and you've been to some dark places and your reality is not in your head, but in your physical world, it's like for me, it's kind of like you see sounds, you smell colours. It's very strange. But sometimes your colour can just absolutely wash away. And to me, this 10-finger hell just like blood on earth with pain, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And like sometimes I see like little blimps in my brain. I start seeing it in my world. And I got really scared. So I'm walking down this fucking path. I've got Paul following me. I'm just ignoring him like go away. I scratched my face. My face just completely changed when I was there. I didn't look like the same person. I scratched all my face. Eventually I ended up getting picked up by an ambulance. I got picked up by an ambulance. They took me to a mental hospital over there. Like I would have put me in a mental hospital too, but I was fucking completely gone batty. And then I woke up in this mental hospital and Paul was there. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing here? So I tried escaping, I ran out. I bailed, and people from the mental hospital ran after me. They ran after me. Obviously, because I was fucking mental. It took me a while to kind of realise it was because I was fucking mental. But I was petrified. Like in my head, they were gonna kill me. They were gonna chop off my toes. They were gonna mash me. Do you know what? Actually, no. I remember now. I thought they were gonna kidnap me and then take me back to the kids' dad's hotel and make me sit there whilst they tortured the kids. And if I went there, they were gonna go torture the kids in front of me. And I was scared the shit out of me. It filled me head. So I just remember running and them chasing me. I jumped into a taxi and all sorts and started putting a window through and then bailed out, and then I ran into this like field and I hid in this like army truck thing. I'd done my leg in, I'd done my back in. I stayed there for quite some time. I was so scared. I mean, I know obviously it's a lot that's fabricated in my head, but it's like when you're there, you really do think it's real. Like it's real life. And it's really going to happen. If something like that happened abroad, it really does like mess with your head a little bit. I mean, I ended up hiding in this truck. I was so scared of them finding me. And like weirdly, there was like these dogs outside the tank, and they kept like howling. And I kept thinking, oh, they're gonna let these guys know that I'm here, and they're gonna torture the kids in front of me and all this shit. And they're gonna make me drown, like they're gonna drown me, so I go to the 10-finger hell, and so the government can be saved and all this shit. And anyway, after about 2 hours hiding, I managed to get out. But at this point, my shoes were fucked. I lost them in the process. Walked across the field, ended up at this fucking gas station. At this point, I was pretty fucking like I was just exhausted. But because of everything that had happened, I was so convinced in my fabricated story. And I remember sitting down. I was like, "Can I have a drink, please?" And he got me a drink. He gave me a ciggy, and I was convinced I was going to be living with this guy. I was going to be living in Egypt for the rest of my life. And I'll be like living on the streets and all this shit. The guy from the gas station, so it was a young lad and his dad. I'm guessing or some man, don't know who it was. They called the police. The police were quite confused. They didn't want to take me. bear in mind I'm covered head to toe in mud at this point. And then an ambulance was called. The ambulance took me to like this A&E place. They took me there. And it was a girl that I recognised. She was the one from the mental hospital. She was the one that took me round, like took me to the mental hospital. She was one of the ones that chased me, and then she was in this A&E place. But what was weird is she had new uniform on when she was in the mental hospital. But when I seen her in A&E, it's like she put fake scrubs on over her clothes. But you know when you knew, like as I'm looking back now, I knew what was in me and what wasn't. Because like there was 5 people like that, 5 or 6 people from that hospital that ended up at this A&E, and they all had different fake scrubs on. That's not in my head. That's not in my head. I remember that clear. Like looking back now, it's easier to distinguish what was in my head and what wasn't. So this girl Nina, the only name that I can remember is Nina. She just blatantly, like as she stood out, she was blatantly recognised wearing dodgy fake ass scrubs over the clothes. And she gave me like this like tacky ass piece of material where kind of like an apron, kind of like a fabric, like cheap fabric apron that you can just kind of rip off, but not a plastic one. And she gave me it to wear. Being in mind, I was freezing at this point. I was in Egypt, shall I say, but I was still freezing. It was night time, I was pretty cold, I was covered in mud, so I put it on. No, before I put it on, she was trying to help wash me, but she was pinching my skin really tight while she was cleaning me. And as much as she was trying to help, she was hurting me. Next thing you know, I'm putting in this blue gown thing. That's like the most cheapest material in the world, but obviously it was just a tacky kind of like, it kind of looked like what a surgeon would wear. So kind of like what a surgeon would wear before surgery. Like that would go straight in the bin afterwards. So Nina was cleaning me. Next thing I know, I'm going from one A&E room to the other A&E room. And then like 4 or 5 guys from the mental hospital were there, all with different scrubs on. And then they started tying me to the bed. I mean, rightly so. I lost the fucking plot. And seeing those guys from the mental hospital, I probably would have fucking ran because I thought they were the ones that were going to kill me. So, understandably, they tied me to the bed. But I was fucking petrified. I was convinced they were going to chop my toes off. I was screaming for police for like 2 hours. I was getting injected with all sorts. But it was weird. I was like, the people from the mental hospital were all, like 5 of them, Nina, like 4 or 5 lads were there. Like, even looking back now, I recognise a few of them. And they all had different fake scrubs on over the clothes. It weren't legit shit. And when they were at the mental hospital, they didn't have scrubs on. Do you know what I mean by scrubs? Like doctor wear, like stuff you'd wear in the doctors. And my feet were black at this point. I've been walking in mud and all sorts. And I was screaming for police for like 2 hours. And every now and again, someone would come over. But this had my arms so bad. They put this cheap material here in my legs. And I was petrified. I was fucking petrified. I kept screaming, please, like, kill me. I was doing that for about 2 hours. About 2 hours, I was sweating. I felt like 2 hours anyway. I was absolutely sweating from shouting. And they ended up the police ended up, like, it was weird because when, like, certain people were coming over, it was like they were backing up. But I remember them tapping me in the face and shit like that, squeezing the IV. But I was convinced they were trying to, like, wash the fumigated pesticides out the room, out my body, like the fumigated pesticides, or I'm not 100% sure what it's called, out my body, so that there was no evidence that I got poisoned in the hotel. I probably wasn't poisoned. It probably was lack of sleep. When I'm being logically honest about it, it probably was lack of sleep, to be quite honest. Since last year, I've just not really been mentally stable whatsoever. Like, I put on a good front and I put on a good face to make it seem like I'm not going through shit. Half the time I'm having a fucking mental absolutely like spooky lad at a fucking at a theme park like a spooky lad fucking mental trip I made on a daily. And I got that used to it that it just became a norm, but when I was on holiday it was so much worse. But yeah, so they were like backing off when certain people come in, injecting me botox, don't even know what they injected me with. And then a police finally came and I passed out. And also remember is waking up in this completely different hospital. Fucking like I don't even remember waking up in agony. I just remember waking up with no shorts or knickers on, wet and cold, like down below. And yeah, there's no root around my stomach or underneath my boobs at this point, so it was scary. It was only my hands and my legs that was hard. It was 2,000 room. I tried to move, like, get my hands out, and they tried pulling it back, and then they finally ran out, and I managed to get out of it. I got my hands out first, and then got my leg out. I needed a wee. So I finally got out of it, and I put like this cheap shitty material that they were tying me up with around my waist. And like I think both of us came back and one that found me into the bathroom. And he kissed me, and it was like, I thought, like, just kiss him, he's gonna fucking kill you or something. Like, or rape you or something. Because like, don't get me wrong, I was very much well at that point, but I was obviously waking up still tired to a bed, with no shorts or knickers on. So really, I haven't really processed it properly, but like, obviously it's not fucking normal, is it? So, I spoons? No. Yeah, so, sorry, I'm just in hospital at the minute, like, I'm in a mental hospital, mainly so I've been listening to fucking plot. So, spoons? Why would there be a spoon in the video? She just asked for a spoon. Anyway, so, yeah, I went to her and he tried to kiss me. And then next thing you know, the embassy woman's walking in. And I said, I just want to sit down, because I was convinced you were going to send me back to bed, so I sat back down. And she walked out. I think she went to go get Paul. Being in mind, I barely knew who this woman was. I just actually know, I think the embassy woman and the kid's dad walked in. But yeah, I was just like, I just want to sit down, I just didn't want to be tied to bed. Being restricted and tied to a bed is not very nice. She said, go on, sit down. And then she left, and then this guy that was sat next to me wrote from Oliver to English, and I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it said, I have sex with you. I'm pretty sure it said that. But, like, you know, insinuating, can I have sex with you, or I had sex with you. Really, genuinely speaking, I do actually think he was asking for sex and not saying I had sex with you. But I don't know. I was just in that much pain, and like, rather than like going into all the details, I was just like, sorry, no, I'm in too much pain. Rather than like arguing, I was just like, sorry, no, I'm in too much pain. The embassy woman and Paul came back in. He said, we're gonna go get the kids and get you some clothes, which I thought was quite weird. It's like, why the fuck would you bring the kids to a hospital where the ma's been, like, I was covered head to toe with bruises, 90% of them have really caused myself harder in that time. But like, there's quite a few of them that I didn't cause, like that. There was a main one on my leg I definitely caused, but that made it black, and one on me back. And I think I done a bit of me like left arm in, trying to get in this like tiny space in this tank. And yeah, I was in agony. I was in fucking agony. Anyway, the kids, it just went so fast. The time went so fast that day. We were flying back home that day. It was Wednesday. We were flying back home. The kids came, and like, there was a bag of stuff, Paul put out a bag of stuff, and I ended up putting this fucking dress on, gorgeous dress, actually my favourite dress in the world, and I'm wearing someone gonna put that on, and my son and my daughter see me, and I just remember seeing my son's face. You know, selfishly, I don't even remember looking at my daughter's face. I just remember seeing how like it shocked me son's face was. He's never seen me like that before. Like his face was like he looked white. He looked white for him seeing how bad it was. I was covered head to toe in bruises. I asked her to go out for a ciggy. They actually let me go out for a ciggy. I went out for a ciggy and I didn't go back into the hospital. The embassy woman thought to get me out of the hospital because they technically didn't want to let me leave because of bills and payments and shit like that. Technically I had like travel insurance, but I wasn't covered for mental health. My hair looks blunt, but I wasn't covered for mental health, which I should have done. But no one really thinks when they're taking medication on a daily. And really, like, my health, mental health hasn't been great, but it wasn't that bad that I was going to extremes like I did then on holiday. But yeah, Paul ended up paying so much to the hospital, and they finally let me go. The embassy woman went fucking mental because they hadn't gave me the right medication or anything like that. Mental health medication. I just remember. So the embassy woman took me back to the hotel. Paul and the kids got a taxi back. Paul spent a lot of money on taxi fare and getting me out of the hospital. He's a fucking angel. The kids said he's a fucking angel. If it wasn't for him, I never would have left that country. I would have died over there. I would have definitely died over there. Or ended up in fucking prison. Like the embassy woman took me back to the hotel. We went back to the hotel. I found something different to wear. All I did was like, I tried brushing my hair, but my hair was like fucking matted. Make it over my head on the best shop place. And I was like getting in the tank and hiding in the tank. My hair was a fucking mess. I couldn't even brush through it. I just kind of like scrunched it together and put it in like a bun like this. I don't know why my hair looks blue. I think it's just the shades in the room. Really does look blue, doesn't it? For what it is, no, I don't know. Yeah, but shit. So we got back to the hotel for about 3, 4. I think it was about 3. And we were flying out at 8. We got ready. Time just flew by. I think we left about 6 to go to the airport. Bearing in mind the airport was only like 10-15 minutes away. Paul had private transfer, so him and the kids got the private transfer to the airport. And the embassy woman took me. And I was in the car. She goes, when you get to the airport, just smile, because if they see how bad you are, they will stop you. Bearing in mind I was covered. Thankfully, I put a little trackie on to go home in. So most of my body was covered. But like my whole face was like a walking scar. It was like a scar. I swear to God, I'm like Wolverine. I healed that fast. It's a miracle. Then it's only 3 weeks ago and I'm practically healed all over. Other than a little gash on my leg. So I'm in the car going to the airport and I go to the embassy woman. They tried to kill me, you know. I was like, no, love. I know. But thinking back, like she sounded pretty serious. But I don't know whether she was saying that to try and kind of just agree with me to disagree, or she really knew that something was dodgy, because the whole time something didn't feel right. I think a lot of it was fabricated in my head. I know for the fact waking up on a bed with no pants and shorts on, well, when most of the bruises cleared, bearing in mind I was covered head to toe, the only bruises left were ones imprinted in my thighs, handprints on my right arm and my shoulder, which clearly indicates rape, really, doesn't it? Thankfully I was fucking asleep, so I didn't remember that shit. No trauma there. I got to the airport and the embassy woman rang through to ask for assisted access through the airport. So I got wheels right through the airport, so I just smiled all the way. That was fucking brilliant. I've never got through an airport so fast normally. It's fucking nice, got right through. And but I couldn't walk. I had to be wheeled through. Finally got home. So we had to sit on the plane for about an hour and a half before I set off. Yeah, because the after tank, bearing in mind it's a 5.5 hour flight as it is. We got back after 2 o'clock. Oh God, do you know what? Don't really disgusted me. What really started getting to me, I think, sort of naughty happened to me when I was on that bed. Just the smell of me. Just the smell of me whilst I was sat there. I've never smelled like what I smelled like on that flight, and it was knocking me sick. Finally, once we landed in Liverpool, got a wheelchair escorted through Liverpool, and it's not even exaggeration saying I was in that much pain. I could walk. Being in mind I could walk, but it was a fucking struggle. And I can handle pain quite well, unless it's a paper cut and then I can't handle it. But big pain, I can fucking handle it. And I got escorted through the airport in Liverpool. Got in a taxi. As soon as I got in, first thing I did was wipe myself down below. I wiped myself down below because the smell was knocking me sick. It was like something had rotted. As nasty as that sounds, I've never smelled anything like it. It was past a dirty woman smell. Not a dirty woman smell, but a smell when a woman hasn't washed for quite a while. It was past that smell. It was just vile. I've never smelled anything like it. I got home, washed myself, and I just got into bed. I just crashed. Woke up in the morning, and I just got up. It was like agony getting up in the morning. But that was a holiday I will never, ever forget. Being in mind, I was supposed to be going to Turkey. Less than 2 weeks later to get my teeth done. Yeah, that didn't happen. I ended up in hospital, finding out I had MRSA. My wound on my leg went black after a week. Literally black after a week. So we had to get that sorted. Peace.